Hey, welcome back to this mini lecture. My name is Dino. It's titled Looking Back to the Future of EdTech. It's some provocations based on Mishra's article on educational technology, some of its past and its future. Again, it examines the past of EdTech in a variety of ways. Here's a quote: "Throughout history, new technologies have been hailed as the next best thing." My emphasis added. Why do you think there is this highly positive attitude toward tech? You might want to pause for a second. In education, I think there's this overriding push in education, just generally, to make learning quicker, make it more efficient, and make it more individualized. And EdTech seems to really fit in within that framework, and technology generally. And then generally on a broader scale, I think people are enamored with tech because it sort of reflects a dissatisfaction with their current state of affairs and how technology will somehow make it better. And also it sort of points to an underlying desire for benefits, better life, more profits, and technology will help your life immeasurably improve. Your company will make more profits if you incorporate tech, etc. The introduction of the use of the talking picture into education may prove to be an event as epochal as the application of the principle of the wheel to transportation, or the application of steam power to the industrial age. That's by Devereux, mentioned in Mishra. What do you think of the tone of that, and what do you think of the year? I would say the tone seems a little hyperbolic, as epochal as the application of the principle of the wheel to transportation, or the application of steam power to the industrial age. It's from 1933, and as anyone who follows tech, this hyperbole persists. Every new technology is going to change the world. No, sorry, your app just makes it easier to get a taxi. 3 reasons for failure in educational technology. I'll go over the 3. I'll pause for a moment after the questions, and you can sort of think about the answer. First reason is using the newest technology, such as cell phones or talking pictures, in ways that are structurally effective or require specific knowledge of how the technology can be used for pedagogical purposes. Do you agree, disagree? Why is this knowledge not taught or shared? You might want to pause. One of the problems is that educational technology is relatively new compared to other disciplines that have been around for a long time. Like, you need technology to do educational technology research, so there's not as much research as in other fields. There's limited labor in terms of who is available to actually do this, to actually physically be able to do this work. Like, there's not a ton of people who are specifically trained in this. And again, this goes to limited training. And then the people who are trained, there's not a lot of them to train people who are not trained. Number 2, use of new technology often faces resistance from educators who believe that they perhaps do more harm than good. Do you disagree? Agree? Why this resistance? How do you come to this resistance? You might want to pause. I would say the resistance is a lot of people have this inexperience with educational technology. So you don't have experience. Why would you incorporate something that you're not experienced in? It takes time to be able to learn how to do these things and to actually make them happen in a classroom. So there's that resistance. Budget money for technology, not only for the instructor, but the school and the students themselves. And then age, there's often a sort of a correlation between the older you are, maybe generally a little bit less technologically enthusiastic as you are compared to younger people. What are some ways to overcome this resistance? High of professional development, PD, that deals with EdTech, increase budgets to have more funding, and then rhetoric. You need to actually explain to people why this might be important. Finally, 3, most innovations have focused inordinately on the technology rather than the more fundamental issues of how to approach teaching subject matter with these technologies. To agree, disagree, and why this misfocus? Complexity. It is just complex these innovations are often very complex themselves, and it's often complex to be able to roll them out in your classroom. The technology itself is, again, complex, but if you're trying to get someone to learn how to teach it, that's a different level of complexity. And then the optics, PR, ribbon cutting, it is much better. The optics, you always show the new computer lab being used or being built and shown, and the ribbon cutting for that, but you rarely see the training that you need to deal with this complexity, and that's kind of a less sexy thing to do, so there's less of it, and as a result, we shy away from that. That was Looking Back to the Future of EdTech by Mishra. Please feel free to like this video. Please feel free to comment. What do you think of EdTech? Do you think it's useful? Has it helped you learn? What do you think of EdTech post-COVID? Where do you think it should go from here? And finally, please feel free to subscribe if you like this type of content. Take care.